You've moved on with your life, or at least you're trying to. But that nagging question still lives in the back of your mind. Does he regret it? You see the quiet, confident mask he wears in public, but you suspect there's a storm brewing beneath the surface. You're looking for proof that the relationship actually mattered to him. What you need to understand is this: regret in men rarely looks like tears and apologies. It seems like a complex series of subtle, often self-sabotaging signs that only someone who understands male psychology can truly see. This video isn't about hoping he comes back. It's about giving you the clarity that the love, time, and energy you invested were real, and that loss is often felt the deepest by the one who initiated the break. After a breakup, many men enter what I call the freedom phase. They feel relief, they celebrate their independence, and they genuinely believe they made the right call. This is the stage where they act like they don't care. But then, the quiet sets in. The novelty of freedom wears off. A vast, cold emptiness replaces the emotional connection you provided. This is where regret begins to fester. It usually doesn't hit the same week you break up. It hits weeks, or even months, later. This is the delayed reaction, common in the male mind, and it's where the secret signs of regret start to leak through his defenses. On to the very first part of the analysis, where we look at the subtle and indirect signs he gives to try to get back inside your life. Sign 1. The amplified life performance. Remember how we talked about the performance? The regretful man turns this into an opera. If he is genuinely fine, his posts are normal. If he is suffering from regret, his life is suddenly amplified. He'll start overposting aggressive gym pictures, new and expensive purchases, or wildly adventurous trips. This performance isn't aimed at his new life. It's aimed directly at you. He is trying to convince two people that he's happy, you and himself. The inside his head insight is that this is a clear display of hypercompensation. He is desperately trying to fill the emotional hole you left with external validation and noise. He wants you to see the product of the breakup, not the emotional cost. The louder his life looks online, the quieter his nights often are. Sign 2. The proxy connection. Friends and family. A regretful man wants to know what you're up to, but he can't risk reaching out directly. Why? Because reaching out means admitting defeat and losing the power he gained from the breakup. So he uses proxies. He'll suddenly become very active with your mutual friends. He might call his mother, who he hasn't spoken to in weeks, and casually ask about you. He is fishing for information. He needs confirmation that you are still thinking of him and that your life is not moving on too well. The inside his head insight is that he is testing the waters. If your proxy friend reports back that you seem happy and unbothered, it stings. If they report back that you've been asking about him, it feeds his ego and confirms his suspicion that the loss isn't final. When he can't look at you, he looks at your surroundings. Sign 3. The accidental. Reach out. This is the most direct sign, yet it's always delivered with plausible deniability. This is the infamous accidental text, or the drunk call. Hey, did I leave my blue hoodie at your place? 2 months later, after he's already been back to your place. Just heard this song, and it reminded me of that trip we took. Sent at 1:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. He views your social media story, then quickly unviews it, or immediately unfollows and refollows you. The inside his head insight is that this isn't about the hoodie, it's about the thread. He is sending out a tiny, low-risk signal to see if you will bite. If you engage, he knows the door is still ajar. If he truly didn't care, he would never risk breaking the peaceful silence. Analysis. Part 2. The deep, emotional signs. Sign 4. The sudden personality shift. When regret hits, he often believes the problem was him, or at least the version of him you broke up with. He feels the need to rebrand. He may suddenly adopt a habit you always asked him to pick up, like quitting smoking or taking that pottery class you suggested. This isn't self-improvement. It's a silent signal that says, "Look, I am becoming the man you always wanted. Now, will you reconsider?" The inside his head insight is that he's trying to rewrite the past. He believes if he changes his external packaging, the relationship might have a different outcome. He is subconsciously using this new persona to gauge your reaction and seek approval. Sign 5. The new girl is a placeholder. This is often the most painful sign for a woman, but it's crucial to decode. If he rushes into a new relationship, especially one that seems superficial or drastically different from yours, she is likely a placeholder. A placeholder relationship is a defensive move. It's a way for him to silence the pain of your loss with noise, to avoid the necessary solitude required for genuine healing. He is using her as a distraction from the deep emotional work of regret. The inside his head insight is that he's trying to outsource the emotional support you used to provide. He's not looking for a genuine connection. He's looking for a warm body to fill the empty space in his calendar and his bed. If the relationship is serious and progresses naturally, it's different. But if it's rushed, public, and feels forced, it's a sign he hasn't processed losing you. Sign 6. The unusually strong reaction to your progress. This is the ultimate tell. If he truly didn't care, your progress would be irrelevant. But if he regrets the loss, your success will feel like a direct loss to him. If he hears about your promotion, he might lash out to a mutual friend about how she's always been too focused on her career. If he sees you dating someone new, he doesn't just get jealous, he gets angry, claiming the new partner is a downgrade. The inside his head insight is that your happiness confirms his mistake. Your moving forward highlights that he is now irrelevant to your future. He is trying to diminish your success because it makes his decision, the decision to lose you, seem less logical and more regrettable. His negative reaction has nothing to do with you and everything to do with his inability to handle his own remorse. Action steps. What to do with this truth? Understanding these signs is crucial, but it leads to the most important question: what should you do? The short answer is nothing. You now have the knowledge that your absence is felt, but your goal is not to use this regret as a hook to pull him back. Your goal is to use this knowledge to validate your own worth and accelerate your healing. 1. Stop monitoring the performance. The moment you recognize his amplified life is a performance of regret, it loses its power over you. Mute him. Remove him from your sight. His chaos is no longer your problem. 2. Maintain your boundary. If he uses a proxy or an accidental text to reach out, your response should be neutral, brief, and logical. Respond only to the factual request, e.g., "No, I don't have your hoodie," and immediately end the conversation. Do not engage with the underlying emotion he's trying to fish for. 3. Invest in your reality, not his. While he is focused on performing happiness, You must focus on achieving it. Throw yourself into genuine, quiet self-improvement. Your true, unadvertised happiness will hit him harder than any staged social media post ever could. The secret signs of his regret are a message not for him to change his mind, but for you to solidify yours. Regret is the price he pays for underestimating your value. Your job now is simply to make that price final. Don't let his delayed process interrupt your immediate future. His internal struggle validates your past, but it doesn't define your tomorrow. If you found the clarity you needed today, subscribe to Inside His Head for more insights into the male mind, and tell me below. Drop a comment and help someone else if you've seen one of these signs in your own ex.